Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, April 26, 2025. I'm sitting here in the city in the sky, Sapa, Vietnam, drinking my morning coffee. As you can see, it's foggy. We're in the clouds. Can see a little bit of housing and stuff down the hill, but after that, visibility would be considered IFR conditions if we were flying. Literally zero visibility. So I'm going to grab my phone and show you my view. I do like the tree. I'm on the 4th floor, no elevator, which I need, but you could barely see, maybe a hotel and a little bit of a road, motorbike going by. Same over here, same up there. Yeah, big fly on my screen. Get rid of that. But no, it's really peaceful here. Been sleeping with the door open, no AC, just fresh air. Really nice. And I had a cold one. On the way here, I felt the cold coming on, and a little bit of cough, a little bit of sore throat, nothing in the chest, just sinus pain. But Chuck went down to the pharmacy, and I told him I wanted some spray, some nasal spray, something to break it up in combination with pills. And it's working. Yesterday, I literally woke up and was planning on staying in bed. I said, nah, I'm going to pass today. You guys go have breakfast. But then 10 minutes later, I thought, you know what? I'm in northern Vietnam. It's been a long time coming. I can suffer a little bit. So I got my arse out of bed, and we trekked down to the bottom of this valley, saw some beautiful streams and waterfalls and shops, hundreds of shops, always down steps, not like a trail like when you're trekking in the Himalayas, but actual steps. And obviously some are 4 inches tall and some are 10 inches tall, so you really got to pay attention. Especially for me, because I'm pretty doggone clumsy lately. Oh, that's good. That's good. I've got my trusty Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife handy tool I brought along. It's a spork, bottle opener. Got a couple of, I have no what size nut drivers, but it's your tax dollars at work. I've had this thing for nearly 30 years. But anyway, this is life. This is the life I've chosen. I love it. I only wish I had come here sooner, to Vietnam especially, with Robert as well, because being ingrained in the in the local community, like Robert is really nice to be able to travel like that. At least to get your feet, dip your feet in the water. But anyway, this was just a quick check-in. I could babble for an hour. I probably will. I won't turn off the camera, but I'm just reflecting right now. I mean, I know there's mountains over there. Beautiful, beautiful, but can't see them right now. So you're stuck with my ugly mug. We've been having a really good time. I'll fill you in on all the details. I try to think of the first one. I'm trying to think of back to Bangkok, when we got to Bangkok. Oh, got to Bangkok late in the evening. I wanted a little snack, and I had a bag of peanuts from 7-Eleven from Chiang Rai. So you know that one brand that they're hard, they're salted peanuts, but they're kind of crunchy. So I pop a little handful in and I start chomping on that, and next thing I know, I feel like a rock. Holy smokes, man! I've never had a rock in my nuts, in my peanuts. And so I reach in and I grab it, and I didn't have my glasses on. I kind of look at it. It's kind of brownish, about half the size of a peanut, half the size of a half of a peanut. And the garbage can was like 5 foot off the foot of the bed, so I just went through it, and I didn't hear it. Didn't hear it go tink, didn't hear it go shit. I missed, so now I gotta worry about stepping on it in the morning. I should have just put it on the side table, because 5 minutes later I realized it was half of my tooth. I had a 40-year-old filling that I've been nursing for the last 3 years. I went to the dentist in Pattaya and I was feeling some pressure, and they said, "No, you're still good, And they ground down a little bit, did the bite test, Oh yeah, good to go. And from then on, I was a happy camper. But it was the timing. I bit down on that tooth and it broke. And right here. So I'm like, oh my God. In the morning, we're flying to Vietnam. I'm just like, but no pain, no cold water, hot water sensation, nothing. I could brush my teeth, floss my teeth. Good to go. We get to the airport in Hanoi, and we hop in a big group van with just our group. And 5.5 hours later, we're in Halong Bay. And I step out of the van, and I know a lot of you guys know what Keens are. I wear Keen sandals with the hard front and the elastic strap, and I had them cinched up because I knew we were going to be doing some walking. So I cinched them all the way up, tightened the little tab down. So I had a tail flopping on both feet. And I grabbed my suitcase, threw my backpack on, and my other, I don't know what you call it, shoulder bag, backpack, computer, all that stuff, and then my suitcase. Guys, oh, want me to help you with your suitcase? And I'm like, no, man, I got it. I'm good to go. Well, it was like 6 steps up, pretty steep, but all even. And I got to like the fourth or fifth one, and I grabbed my camera to take a picture down the road, put it in my pocket, and went to step, and one of those tails was under my other foot. I went down like a ton of bricks, baby. And I mean, it must have been, I was the last one in, obviously. It must have been a sight for security cameras, because I rolled, tumbled, hit my shoulder, hit my head, scraped both my ankles, the inside of my right ankle, the outside of my left ankle. Collected myself up. This little security guard, maybe 5'2", picks me up, and the group's got that look of panic on their face. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Just a little scratch, no big deal. And so ever since then, I've been they were worried about me falling down everywhere. Oh my God, be careful, Mitch is gonna fall. Is Mitch okay? Is Mitch okay? I'll stop and I'll take pictures, and, lollygag, and I'm like, I'm old, right? So I've done this before. Maybe not here, but I've done this somewhere before. So I can catch up. If I get lost, I know where I am. I can find my way back, So don't worry about me. I'm okay. But it's been the running joke, and I play into it. We had such a good time. Daz, Chuck, and I in particular. Paige is a freaking riot. She's quick-witted, but yeah. So we're hacking on each other all the time, but I'm not filming it, right? So I'll say stuff to Jazz. We'll send each other pictures, like making fun of each other and shit. But that's never hits the camera. But I'll tell you what, going to that in Halong Bay, going to that island on that private, we had that big boat to ourselves. You guys already know that. And but humping up that bloody hill, I was cursing myself. I wasn't cursing McDonald's or Pizza Hut or Swenson's or Fuji or anything. I was like, man, you need to get off your butt more. And then went through that cave, just an awesome cave. And I said it about 10 times in my little short videos. That's the first cave I've been in where there were no bats. I mean, it was unbelievable. And it was cool. It wasn't humid, and you wasn't dripping with sweat like many of the caves I've been in Thailand. I mean, I've been in at least a dozen different caves here or there in Thailand. But anyway, it was really beautiful. And then yesterday, now the fog's starting to clear, so I'm going to kind of turn it towards the mountain and see some metropolis starting to, bear fruit, right? You can see across the valley. So we went down to the bottom of that. I think it's only 1,400 meters. So what's that, 3,000 feet vertical, So at any rate, I don't know what you guys want to look at. My tables, I'll just turn it back to me because there's really still not a lot to see. But we had to walk about, maybe a kilometer that way, slightly downhill along the road, sidewalk road, cement trucks and gravel trucks and sand trucks and taxis and motorbikes, everybody honking. They love their honking here. Beep, 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 beep. We get down to the place, to some cafe or something or other, and you pay an entrance fee of, I think it was 150,000 dong per person, and that includes a a coffee, a tea, a drink, okay? So, and then you're within that park. They've got the big arches and they've got the big hand that goes out that you can, climb out on. I was the only one on the group that had the wherewithal to go on the hand. And I jumped up and down too. It took like 30 minutes in line. There was like 6 people in front of me, but then there was like 20 people off to the left. So a guy would go up and he'd get a bunch of pictures, and then he'd go, okay. And then he'd call his wife up, his sister up, his cousin up, and I was just like, oh my God. I was just like, my American impatience was being tested. And because I'm generally, I hate making people wait, but I hate being made to wait even more. So I've had to really, it's been a challenge over the years here. But anyway, finally made it up on there, and because my shoulder's still messed up. So I was going to sit down on the ledge because I told Tommy there's no way I'm going on that. No way. But I thought, I'm going up there to show Tommy, And I would have sat down, but I would have needed to probably use my shoulder to, my hand to get up. And then my knees on concrete just didn't sound appealing. And then falling off didn't really sound like fun. Because it was foggy beneath me. I didn't know what was beneath me. I didn't have a wingsuit. I didn't have a parachute for base jumping. So I thought, no, I'm not going to sit down. I'm just going to stand here, get a few shots, and then go. So we did that, but then we continued down, all the way down. We had buffalo jerky and spicy sauce and spring rolls, and I had egg coffee down there, and it was just beautiful along the river, and the water was clear, crystal clear, no trash, lots of little waterfalls and water breaks, and then it's like the sun was out, so we could see the top of the mountain. Daz and I were going, I think we got to go up there. And I said, no, I think we got to go up there. I think I see motorbikes and cars. And he moved a banana leaf and he goes, oh, shit. His knees were hurting. My feet, I'll show you my feet later. But my feet took a beating when I fell at that hotel. Put it that way. Would have killed the average man, but thank God I'm below average. Because they look like crap. I mean, just bruised up to be hell. And but my horns, my sandals hide the bruises, but it's starting to come up my leg now. So that's a good sign, because it means it's the hematoma is coming to the surface. So I'm fine. But I went, you know what? Nothing's broken, as far as I can tell. So, but gravity, and the more tired I got, the more I was using my spine as a shock absorber, and my knees as a shock absorber. So I was plumb wore out yesterday, and today. I'm tired today. It's about 9:30. Chuck and Paige get up with the chickens, and they went to breakfast. They messaged me. I said, "Now I'll pass on breakfast this morning, because I normally don't eat breakfast anyway. You guys know that, but 10, 11, then I start getting where I want something to eat. But so by lunchtime I'll be raring to go for food. But yeah, this is a really beautiful place. It's kind of like the other foreigners here. It reminds me of Pai, Thailand, where where it seems like there's more foreigners than Thai people. You know, which is fine. You know, I was a backpacker in 1981, you know, and I'll say to the guys, I are a Farang, you know. I'm a tourist too. I'm a traveler. So I'm part of the, you know, I add to the chaos, add to the economy, you know, but people see a place like this and they come. I'd never even heard about it until Chuck said, "We're coming here. What do you think?" And I said, "I'm easy." You know, I'm bragging now. I think I'm the easiest person to travel with because I just don't. If it's new, there's stimuli for my brain, and but make the best of it. You know, when you have more than 3 people, it becomes some trips can become chaotic. You know, what do you want for dinner? Oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. I'm like, I just say, I don't care. I actually say, I don't give a shit. I'll eat something. And if I don't like what they're serving, I'll grab something off the street. They got beer? Yeah, they got beer. I'm good to go. So I'm easy that way. Totally. And that's why I think that Chuck and Daz and I and many of my other friends, including many of you guys, get along because we're just like, hey, roll with it, man. Sabai, right? Just roll with it. I had a thought, but it just was fleeting. Gonna say something, but I was gonna rent a motorbike, but the guys talked me out of it. They said, "Man, you've already got 2 strikes this trip, so you know maybe not a motorbike's a good idea." So, but really, I want to go explore. But like right now, you can see it. It's flipping hazy. You can see a little bit of the. It kind of reminds me, except for the terraces, the little rice terraces. It reminds me of the Salmon Silver Creek area by Mount Index. When you look across the valley and see the mountains going up, I mean, it no matter where you go in the world, there's always something that is reminiscent of your home country. Doesn't matter where you go, even if it's the desert. There's still something that reminds you of where you came from. So, but yeah, it's beautiful, man. The people here, I know it's their job to greet you and that kind of thing when you go to a restaurant or what have you, but just the general populace, just so friendly. Not as many of the smiles as Thailand, but pretty doggone close. Chuck, we were at the travel office, and you saw it in the video, but Chuck asked, oh gosh, I don't want to get into politics or anything, but he's, you know, we're in northern Vietnam, okay? My uncle, my maternal side, my mom's sister's husband in Boise, Idaho, retired out of the Air Force. And during, I don't know if it was, I forget what operation, but it was in the towards the end, you know, in the like 72, 73, when I believe Nixon said, you know, lay eggs on Hanoi with B-52s, right? Tons and tons, thousands of tons. My uncle was a radio intercept officer on a B-52, so he was somewhere over here dropping bombs. I'm not glorifying war. It's a very sad affair, that, but it's just a surreal experience to be here, and I'm sure you can find some older folks up in the sticks that don't like us, but I haven't experienced anything negative. We went to a bar across the street last night and opened up the menu, and Chuck said, "I don't want a beer, man. I'm getting bloated." So he ordered a B-52, and the two young mixologists, right, the bartenders that worked the hotel next door, they're back and forth from the bar to the hotel. They're looking at it and they're like, I don't know how to make it." I said, "I know how to make a B-52. So I grabbed the camera, go up, asked Dow. I said, Dow, come here, grab my camera. And then Chuck came over with his camera, and I said, "May I show you?" And they were like, "Yeah," because at first I went up and they said, "Okay, they got Bailey's, they got Cointreau, and my mind, I've already forgot the third ingredient." At any rate, they had all three ingredients. The Bailey's was behind the one drink, and then they had the other. So I'm like, "We're covered. We got it." And so they go, "Oh," and then I showed them a picture of it, layered, Oh. So they had the one layer going, and then he was taking a spoon, filling up the spoon and then dumping it in with the next layer. And I went, no. That's when I said, I got to give these guys a hand. So I went up and I said, that's when I said, "Can I help?" And so I went up and I said, "Okay." You'll see it on Chuck's video, I'm sure. You use the upside down spoon technique, right? We all know that. And then you pour it slowly, and then you have your next layer, and then you pour your next layer like that, right? So where can you do that in the States? I mean, they'd lose their liquor license for having some guy behind the bar pouring drinks. But anyway, that was really fun. And they were like thankful. They were like slapping each other on the shoulder, on their backs, going, "Man, we know how to make a B-52. Oh man, it was funny. Should have been there. It was funny to me anyway. It was good fun. Anyway, I probably bored you enough. 28 minutes of non-stop talk. If you see this on Dave's channel, Dave's chat line, you see it? If not, it means I didn't send it. Happy Saturday, everybody. Oh, and I've been putting up little snippets on my channel. So thank you all for, taking the time to watch my stuff. I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah, I do. It's fun. It feels fun like it used to feel fun a few years ago. So like I said on my first one, I said, I'm back. All right, guys. Take care. Peace.